I don't have any concerns. And when Dad says he's gonna lose it, it's not physically like gonna lose it. It's like losing it, you know.
Yeah.
No, that'd be more because of like CPS being involved, and I mean, anything else I can just turn around and walk away. CPS, no, get right up your ass. So no, this just doesn't work for me. And I mean, I'm sorry, that you were the one assigned to this case. I really am.
You don't have to apologize for anything,
Oh, but I do.
Well,
I do anyway.
it's unfortunate that
because
it had to,
if this goes any further,
that shuffle happened, because you could have been working with Ryan, and that's unfortunate that way it transpired. Because
Ryan seemed like a nice person. The first person who called me, has got to be a man-hater. I mean, I don't know what it is about this person, but I wasn't, giving her any tone. I wasn't giving her any attitude. I just told her I didn't want any of her services. And she goes, well, that's not a way to start a relationship. And you're being verbally aggressive over the phone to me, and you're bullying me, and you're not going to. Well, I told her, don't you, go see my kids. Don't you talk to them. Don't you do anything. And then I called her supervisor and just said, what the hell, was this? So I called her supervisor and had a talk with her supervisor, and the supervisor says, well, would you try it with another worker? And I said, I'll try it if they're, going to be nice. But, this person, PJ, she needs to be dealt with now. So I will deal with her. I will file complaints against her professional license. I'll file complaints with Kids Peace, which I guess their corporate office is in Pennsylvania. I've dug up all that information, so I'm not letting it go, I'm not happy about this at all. So, the further this goes, the more that's going to, grow and expand.
Well, I don't see it needing to go.
Right.
I don't
So,
see that going very far.
Despite all the things that Dad is saying right now,
yeah.
Dad is not hard to work with. When I first met Dad, I got this whole spiel about this and that and how he's not happy and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh my God, what have I walked into?
He advocates for himself and his family.
I have enjoyed working with Patrick and the family implicitly. I like Patrick so much. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a good dad. I think he's got, a good head on his shoulders. I think he has a good heart.
Well, my hope's not to keep this open very long either. I mean, what I would like to do, because reports are open typically 35 days, I don't want to keep this open 35 days. I don't feel there's a need, and my supervisor would agree. And so part of it is meeting with the family, talking with providers, informal, formal supports, whoever, we can talk to. I've already gotten to talk to 2 today. I would like to place eyes on the kids. I not have to interview. I can place eyes, if that's something we can kind of work on. And just place eyes on them. They don't even have to come out of their classroom, and I could just be outside the classroom seeing them and observing. And
the schools have been told not to let any.
Well, that's why I'm having this discussion with you right now on what could we work on so that I can at least.
What would you feel comfortable with?
Her going bye-bye.
Well, and
that's one
my
of the
guess
things
is that's what I'm hearing her say.
For her to be able to go bye-bye, she has to just
process.
physically put her eyes on the kids. She doesn't have to interview them or talk to them. She just has to see them.
So how would that feel most comfortable for you?
I don't know.
Would you want me to come to your home?
No, absolutely
Okay.
not. Not without a warrant.
Do you want her to come when Gabby has her next appointment with Stephanie? And just see her in the waiting room?
No, that's going to be too long.
Oh, that's right. She's getting married and stuff, right? Yeah, she's.
No, I mean, she's like,
The next appointment
what it is
until
was we had that
21st.
one appointment, and then we set it up at time, which is going to be the same time every week.
Okay.
CBT?
And so,
Yeah, that's a clinician here, Stephanie Downey.
when they got that going, her first regular appointment is the 21st, and then then the next week is Memorial Day, and then she'll be
Okay,
every
and
week
Stephanie
after
is
that.
getting married somewhere in between that. But another piece too about this is so it took a long
I
time to
could
get.
take a picture and send it to you. I mean, that's about as comfortable as I am.
Wait, let me say one other thing. So another piece about Dad was that so we've been trying to get this DVT thing put into place, and Stephanie acknowledged that she kind of dropped the ball with me because I've been harassing her about it. So long story short, we got it set up, and then Stephanie ended up going home sick. the day that she had her first appointment. And Dad was like, "What is going on? We finally got this first appointment, and you got to help me." And like advocated for her for Gabby not to have to wait another week to see Stephanie. So I worked with Stephanie behind the scenes and was able to get her in a little bit sooner than a week. So I mean, Dad is really
last week's appointment.
yeah.
The
I
Friday,
mean,
right?
Dad's been like. He's on
staying on
it.
top
He's
of
on.
it.
There's nothing more that this family that there's no more services that exist in the community that are going to meet her needs. Her next step is going to be residential if she can't make it at home. So she is doing DBT. She does still meet with Dr. Gordon. We can't put meds down her throat. She still meets
I'll
with
put the meds
Beth.
down her throat now. I mean, this is bullshit.
So
I mean, if I have to live with this, being turned, my reality every time she runs her mouth to a social worker at that school, and I mean, I'm sorry, I'm having it out with them because this is completely unnecessary. They know she's going to say things. If we hold her accountable, she's going to go back to school. I hate my parents, blah, 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 and she's done that before. They've seen it. They know it.
right.
So every time I turn around now, they're saying, "Oh, we can't not report an accusation of abuse or neglect." Well, you know what? I don't care. You call me up, you talk to me, and
When
you
did
find
they
out what's
talk to
going on.
you about it?
Oh, she called me up, says, "Oh, well, we have to make this report."
Okay.
I said, "Why do you have to make this report? I mean, why don't we just sit here and talk about what happened? I mean, you don't even want to care what happened. I mean, that's why she's just a whole cold-hearted bitch, that Val. I'm sorry, I don't like her." And now she's flat out been told not to work with Gabby anymore. So, she's not to have any decision-making powers over Gabby. I can't work with people like that.
Is there anyone at the school that you could?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
just 'cause
this
it's
is
still
really,
there.
really hard for me.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to understand. I'm sure that have you dug in the past and seen what we've been through, over the last, 15
I
years
didn't go
or
too
so?
far into it because I wanted to talk to you and hear from you.
Right. Do you know Erica Dubois?
No, I don't.
You know,
I know
well,
the name, but I don't know.
Well, she came and lied and, tried to substantiate Stephanie, and we overturned that in an appeal. And, and then we've had this other one, Sheila Drogi, and she was a monster.
So I can hear where you're.
So, I mean, it's been
discussed
always
for the
something.
agency.
And so I don't like your agency. I don't want to do your agency. And when you gave me your message, then I appreciate that you did that.
Yeah.
But it was kind of gargled, so I really didn't get your
Well, you're gonna get my
supervisor's
card
information.
with mine and my supervisor's information.
Okay.
So that'll be at least clearer than my voicemail. Sorry, it was gargled. I tried to call from the office line. Sometimes it's not always the best, I guess. But I'll give you it today, so you'll have mine and my supervisor's information.
And as far as like the school goes, maybe, and I can't speak for best schedule, but maybe we can try and put together like a team meeting, with just a few players and try and figure out how we can sort of remedy this.
So that you have someone
and to instill some more trust.
Yeah,
and,
because is she going to continue there next year?
I don't see
I
her
don't-
going back into the
Yeah.
mainstream.
Yeah, she can barely make it in day
Oh
treatment.
yeah, no, she won't be going back to mainstream.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not even on board with it if she does get better there. I'm saying if she gets better there, it's because of the supports in place
So you think
and
she
because of
remains?
the.
She's still pretty far behind. I mean, she's 15. She's gonna be 16, but I think academically she's still probably a freshman. So she's pretty far away from,
Yeah.
Yeah,
being
she
on
doesn't even
track to
have any
graduate.
credits.
So
So.
she'll be there for a while.
Yeah.
I can anticipate, and her behaviors are not getting better.
Yeah.
Meaning, like they're still very challenging. So she meets criteria for day treatment. So I can't imagine that they're gonna do anything.
Yeah.
They might move her classroom to another
Mhm.
grade
Mhm.
or age, but I think she'll
And
still
she,
be there.
her behavior is still a barrier to her accessing her education.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not that she can get a lot in the course of a day without some kind of
Yeah.
disruption.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, I mean, my vote, for whatever it's worth, is, to keep the team that she has, and she has all the supports and services, and, we're constantly meeting and reviewing and talking about and thinking about and working on. I don't think there's anything more that an alternative response person can bring to the table aside from stress.
Right.
Yeah, I just was
Case.
putting it out there.
No, I understand.
I think that if the option on the table was you to be involved or ARP to be
Well, then, of
involved,
course we're gonna
I
go
think
ARP.
the ARP would be
Yeah.
preferable, but I think the overall preference is to close this out as soon as humanly possible. I agree with Heidi. I've been working with the family for umpteen months at this
Yeah.
point. I have no
we're in and out of the house.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
no concerns
Yeah.
at all.
Whenever I
And
need
we
Dad,
haven't had
he answers like
recent
immediately.
involvement. I mean, if we look at the history, I mean, yes, you guys have history, you know, but it's been a while. So we look at that
It's
piece.
been since Gabby was 18 months old was
Yeah.
the last time.
So I mean, it's pretty significant. If we've
And
not
if you
had,
include when they called to apologize to Stephanie 10 years after terminating her rights to her son, you know, then you're talking 11 years now. So
But I mean,
there was